It worked! It worked! Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
And this is our ranking of the Wizarding World. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone through Fantastic Beast, The Crimes of Grindelwald, worst to best. This was hard to put together.
Yes, and I have to say, if you've seen our previous one, I am doing my very best in this ranking to have it be movies only and not include my feelings from the books.
That's got to be hard.
It is very hard.
Because, for me, if it was Narnia, I couldn't separate. Anytime I've ever talked about Narnia, I can't separate the film from the book. I know,
and
so
there's still some of the books that are in there with my ranking, so my ranking is different from when we've done it before, but not by much. Just a couple of them moved around a little bit.
So, Laura and I both have our rankings, so that's 10 movies that we're ranking. So, a lot of our thoughts are already done. I mean, you could go through this playlist right now and see all of our thoughts and our feelings, and I point over here, through this playlist right now, and all of our thoughts and all of our feelings on all of this stuff. You can check out all of our past reviews and see all that. We got a lot of movies to get through, and it's both of our separate rankings. So, join us right now in the conversation. As we're going over these rankings, how would you rank these movies? Let's do this. So starting with you, Laura, you do your top three, or your bottom three. I'll do my bottom three, so on and so forth.
So my least favorite of the Harry Potter, now this by all means doesn't mean that I didn't like it. It's just my least favorite. The first Fantastic Beast, that's number 10. Mm-hmm. Just because, I wasn't tied to it, and the others I just all like better. And then 9 would actually be Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Whoa.
That is a new one. That moved down towards the bottom. It was, I think, like 7 before.
What moved it?
I don't know. I'm trying to take the books out of it. So that moved it towards the bottom for me because it was one of the slower movies for me.
Okay.
And then number 8 is Fantastic Beasts 2. I enjoyed it. It was theatrical and it was fun, but I mean, all the Harry Potter movies are so great, and I felt so much more tied to the story, so that's why it's in 8th place. Wow.
All right. Well, let's dive into mine. So coming in here for me at number 10, Goblet of Fire. Because of Dumbledore.
And that's because of the book, though. See, I'm trying not to include the book.
I know it's because of the book, but let's ignore the book and just look at the first 2 movies with Richard Harris. That is an amazing Dumbledore, and I just don't feel like that didn't, what was given to us did not work.
I know, but that's why it's at a different spot in mine, because I'm trying not to think of the books.
Well, I don't think it's because of the books. I mean, it's probably because just Richard Harris was so freaking amazing.
But life happens.
Life, I guess, happens. Number 9, The Sorcerer's Stone. So the very first one comes in at my number 9. And I think that's because it's still at the beginning. Everybody's still trying to find their feet. And you can kind of feel the length of the movie. It's not that it's a bad movie. I like it. It's just, I mean, if I have to rank these, that's where it goes. And number 8, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Hard to connect to Newt in that one. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, we've talked about this a lot. It just wasn't the best. It's good. It's fun, but it's not the best.
Yes. All right, so number 7 for me is The Goblet of Fire. Similar reasons. Really, it's Dumbledore for me.
Yeah.
And the way the pacing wasn't my favorite, but it was fun. And then I'm on 6? Okay, and number 6 is Order of the Phoenix. That one used to be much lower for me. So that one kind of moved up because I'm not using the book with it.
I really like that one.
I know, I liked it too, when you're not using the book. And then number 5 is Sorcerer's Stone. That was higher for me than you because even without the books, it was the entry into this world. And if that movie did not do well, they would not have made any of the other movies.
That's true.
So for me, it's like, to me, it was better than Chamber of Secrets, easily.
Yeah.
And so, but it's, I liked it. So
I could see
right smack in the middle, number 5.
Sorcerer's Stone having a place of honor because, if that one didn't succeed, we would have none of us.
Trying not to include the books because it's probably one of the best adaptations if you do include the books.
So coming in for me at number 7 was Chamber of Secrets. And I have this one above Sorcerer's Stone because I feel like they were finding their feet more.
Yeah.
And I like the introduction, of Harry being he's a parcel mouth and he speaks parcel tongue, or do I have that reversed?
No, you got it.
Either way, that was a really interesting concept. I like the snake in the walls. The spiders freaked me out. I don't know. There were elements of Chambers of Secrets that I really, really liked. Number 6 is Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald. I really wanted this to be higher because...
Much better than I gave it.
If you're watching it, I think if it's one of, like, I had a really stressful day the day we went to see this movie. So for me, it was all about shutting my brain off and just letting myself be completely entertained. On that level, it's a totally entertaining level. But then, as you get towards the end of the movie, it's like, reveal!
Yeah.
Backstory!
And they
reveal,
have
reveal, reveal!
Movies. Why do they have to reveal so soon?
I don't know. There were, like, some of those things I think you could have spread out knowing there's 3 more movies, but it was just... It hit you with so much that it felt kind of confusing. So I think on a lighter level, it's just a really fun, entertaining movie. On a lower level, it's like you try to dive a little deeper. I don't know. It just gets twisted a lot. Is that my 3, 7, 6? Oh, number 5 is The Prisoner of Azkaban.
That's a great movie.
But it's in my top 5.
I mean, okay.
It was actually, I think, the very first Harry Potter movie I saw. And I really did enjoy it. And then watching it back for all of our reviews, it is a really, really fun movie. Gary Oldman as Sirius Black is just tremendous.
It's probably my favorite in the entire series.
Oh, yeah. So that's where I am. That's me through number 5.
These were very hard for me to pick my top 4. 4 is The Half-Blood Prince.
Okay.
I did enjoy it. You could feel the anticipation and it moving towards the final one.
Yes.
This is the hard one for me. And 3rd place is Prisoner of Azkaban.
Ooh.
That is my favorite movie/book. But when I'm looking at just the movies by themselves, it's not as good theatrically to me as number 2, which is Deathly Hallows Part 1.
That was a good one.
Yes, there was a lot. I mean, it's just that movie, the pacing was right. The acting was great. Everything just follows through. There was some plot holes, but that's all the Harry Potter movies.
The introduction of the mirror without introducing the mirror.
But we've talked about that in our review, so if you want to hear more about that.
Yeah, that one's just really bugging me.
I know, but that's why it's in place 2.
All right. For me, coming in at number 4, we have Order of the Phoenix. And I really enjoyed this one as a movie. I thought it was like one of the first Harry Potter movies taking a step into a bit more maturity. I liked kind of the darkness of it. I liked the action in it. I mean, the whole fight over the prophecy at the end is just so good to me. The emotional death of Sirius Black. I mean, it sucks that he had to die, but man, the way he went out, and then Harry going after Voldemort, and then the amazing wizard duel between Dumbledore and Voldemort, that did not disappoint. So I just feel like Order of the Phoenix has so much fun stuff in it. Then, number 3 for me is The Half-Blood Prince. I really like this one because I feel like they did a good job capturing the emotion that I felt in the book. Now, the book is better, but we're trying to separate that.
Yes.
So in trying to separate that, they still did a really good job with the Infri, whatever the little water zombies are called, and Dumbledore doing the...
Yes, but they were so much creepier in the book.
Dumbledore drinking the water and crazy stuff happening in his mind. The death of Dumbledore was so sad. Harry running after Snape and the review, I am the Half-Blood Prince. Like, didn't sound like
nowhere close to it.
Well, okay, but... I don't claim to be an impressionist. Just saying.
Or Alan Rickman.
Or Alan Rickman. I missed that guy.
I do too.
Anyway, all of that. I mean, I really liked The Half-Blood Prince. I thought it was a well-done film. And then for me at number 2 also is Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Oh, we're going to have the same number 1, aren't we?
We are. And you know what? Number 1, Deathly Hallows Part 2. There it is.
It was such a great ending.
It really was.
Build-up. It's like there was the right amount of drama, the right amount of action, the right amount of just like love and friendship and fellowship. I mean, there were some parts that I didn't like, which you can see in our spoiler-free review, or I'm sorry, spoiler talk review. But it was a great conclusion overall.
I agree. And I think one of my favorite sequences is where Harry looks at Snape's tear. Mm-hmm. And we get all that backstory and reveal. And I think what I love about it is just the way that it was cut together, the score that is playing during that scene. Like, I mean, it's been a long time since I read it in the book, but I remember like being blown away in the book. And I think the movie did a really good job trying to capture that. So there was a lot to that scene and that reveal, the way that scene was cut. So, like, part 2 had a lot of really cool stuff. Plus, I did a theological analysis on, the whole Harry Master of Death thing. Yes. And then I got a lot of really cool comments about that. How, Harry didn't die because it was the Horcrux in him that died,
Yes.
and it had to be by Voldemort's own hand. So
Depending on who you talk to, the Horcrux was the little like dying baby
So perhaps
at King's Cross, and he was there with him, and so the Horcrux did die.
And so did Harry.
But he
briefly.
had the opportunity to die or to live.
And he chose to live.
Yeah.
Point is what
Depends
an
on who you
interesting
talk to.
discussion that kind of
Yeah.
sparks and stuff, and I enjoy that. So like, I don't know. So there's a lot of stuff that to me was done really well in concluding the story of, Harry Potter.
Yes.
And I just thought that was a good ending.
Yes, I mean, many years of just following these kids. It was great.
Yeah, and they really grew into their roles, and it was sad to see them go. So I enjoyed the conclusion. So now it is your turn. We have just gone through all 10 of these Wizarding World movies, and we ranked them worst to best. So how would you rank these movies worst to best? Be sure to do that in the comments. And while you're there, hit that subscribe button to become a Durbanian, and hit that bell by the subscribe button so you're notified for our next ranking video, theological analysis, movie review, trailer reaction, or anything else we do here. I'm Durbin.
I'm Laura.
Thanks for checking out Durbania, and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.